10 Things You Need to Know About Peripheral Neuropathy, the New American Epidemic. From the desk of contributor Dr. Randall C. Labrum, neuropathy expert and former neuropathy sufferer. Numbness. Prickling. Tingling. Burning. Debilitating pain in the feet, toes, and lower legs. Or in the hands, fingers and lower arms. Perhaps even in both locations. These are the most common symptoms of peripheral neuropathy, a vexing disorder brought on by damage to the peripheral nervous system which today affects tens of millions of Americans, and many more millions of people around the globe. Here are 10 things you absolutely need to know about peripheral neuropathy. 1. The number of peripheral neuropathy sufferers just cited only reflects the tip of the iceberg. Indeed, in years to come peripheral neuropathy, which is right now increasing in prevalence at a mind-blowing rate, has the potential to become one of the most widespread scourges humanity has yet known. 2. Why be alarmed? Because peripheral neuropathy strikes individuals without pity. It strikes for a vast variety of reasons, both exotic and distressingly commonplace: diabetes, aging, and high blood pressure, for example. And if you develop neuropathy and only put your trust in contemporary medicine, you'll be rather unapologetically told that neuropathy is virtually without cure or treatment. 3. As a result, neuropathy sufferers are usually desperate. Nothing has worked for them. The pain-killing medicines generally suggested as the only real course of action by most doctors cause awful side effects. They are prescribed with the caveat that there is nothing else we can do. Indeed, in all my years of experience I have yet to meet a neuropathy patient who was completely satisfied with their progress or how the doctor was handling their case. 4. Virtually all neuropathy patients feel like orphans. As though they have nobody to turn to, nobody who truly knows how to help them, and nowhere to go with their problem. Meanwhile, the painful and frustrating symptoms continue to intensify and the feelings of being abandoned and left alone with no help grow more acute. This unpleasant situation often contributes to depression and despondency, with the neuropathy sufferer finally just giving up and doing nothing more to help his or her problem. Suffering for the remainder of their days, with an almost complete abandonment of a desired lifestyle, seems to be the only possible outcome. This is, of course, no way to live. 5. Fortunately, as a friend and neuropathy treatment coach, my message to these neuropathy sufferers is simply this: be of good cheer. There is a solution. As a previous neuropathy patient myself, I have recently published a simple, proven, step-by-step neuropathy treatment program based on my successes in resolving the peripheral neuropathy condition. In my own case, my perplexing and painful neuropathy symptoms are totally gone and my life is back on track again. 6. Many, if not most of my patients have had the same experience with my neuropathy program. It is at their request that I am making my program widely available to everyone, with the intent of helping as many of the frustrated victims of the emerging neuropathy epidemic as possible. Those who have followed the program as outlined have, without exception, achieved a measurable amount of satisfaction and improvement. The amount of this correction and improvement is of course different in each individual case, and depends on obvious variables such as patient compliance and motivation, and on clinical factors such as general health and the severity and complexity of the underlying causes. 7. It is critically important for every neuropathy sufferer to understand that all cases of neuropathy will do better if the damaged peripheral sensory nerves in the lower legs, feet, and hands, and the environment in which they are found, can be made healthier, less toxic, and more whole. These goals are precisely what my neuropathy program is designed to help the neuropathy sufferer accomplish. Indeed, my program is designed to help the neuropathy sufferer finally gain the upper hand in the fight against this devastating epidemic. 8. Medical schools, researchers, and neuropathy organizations estimate that between 20 to 30 million cases of peripheral neuropathy exist within the borders of the United States, with millions more being diagnosed each year. Already, a full 8% of the millions of Medicare patients have peripheral neuropathy as a secondary diagnosis in their doctor-provided diagnostic record. And these figures do not even speculate about the untold number of undiagnosed cases. Peripheral neuropathy is still largely under the radar of many physicians and the media in general, or the millions of new developing cases whose symptoms are just beginning to manifest themselves, nor do they take into account the additional millions upon millions of peripheral neuropathy patients who live in other countries around the world. 9. By way of comparison with other so-called health epidemics, there are 400,000 people in the US with multiple sclerosis, 5 million Americans suffer from Alzheimer's, and roughly 250,000 people in the US will be diagnosed with breast cancer this year. As already mentioned, peripheral neuropathy is, right now, afflicting at least 20 to 30 million Americans. Even if you do not presently have peripheral neuropathy, chances are very high that at some point down the road it will affect your life either directly or indirectly. 10. If you or someone near and dear to you is currently a neuropathy sufferer, you truly owe it to yourself to explore the vital information and proven recommendations I have prepared for you in my neuropathy program. Detailed in my program you will find clear answers to perplexing questions about what exactly peripheral neuropathy is, why you or someone you care for has it, or why you may or may not expect to be afflicted with it in the future, and what exactly can be done to both prevent it and treat it. My program is presented in 6 simple steps which anyone can easily do. Each step is explained in plain English and illustrated in clear, step-by-step detail. By employing these steps, the neuropathy sufferer will enhance the health of their peripheral sensory nerves and the surrounding environment, thereby reducing the pain, numbness, tingling, and other symptoms characteristic of the condition. Measurable and usually dramatic improvement is reasonable to expect in just a short time upon following my program. Please do not fail yourself with prejudice, doubt, indecision, or lack of action. Recovery, healing and prevention are waiting for you, but you alone must take the responsibility and fulfill the simple, easy-to-learn steps which lead to dramatic improvement of this frustrating condition.